Welcome back everyone to another episode. So today I want to talk about the brand new bolt action hunting rifle I just picked up recently. This right here is the new Christensen Arms Ridgeline Titanium model. That's right, titanium. It's a special edition model. It's one of their lightest models that they offer. Weighs only 5.8 pounds and it's a tack driver. I mean, it comes with so many cool features. Not only is it lightweight, also comes with a carbon fiber barrel, comes with a carbon fiber stock. The bolt itself is titanium, hence the name titanium. I mean, this thing is a beauty. I mean, gosh, this is probably the nicest hunting rifle I've ever purchased for myself. Attention to detail is right up there. Everything is perfectly matched, perfectly placed. Sub MOA guarantee. The barrel is 416R stainless steel and it's aero grade carbon fiber wrapped. Titanium radial brake, which is totally removable. It's a very nice addition to this barrel. It's matte chambered, hand lapped, button rifled, free floating, and also comes with a stainless steel thread protector. Titanium receiver, it's natural bead blasted finish, standard Remington 700 optics base compatible, and large ejection port, a TriggerTech trigger, which is one of the best trigger companies in the world. Internal magazine, 4-round capacity. The bolt itself is twin lug spiral fluted, nitride treated, M16 style extractor, fluted bolt knob. The stock is carbon fiber composite, which makes it really lightweight. And you have a nice recoil pad at the end. The stock finish for this Ridgeline Titanium Special Edition is satin metallic gray with black webbing. And the reason why I bought this model specifically is because I wanted a hunting rifle chambered in a 308 so I can hunt deer with it, possibly mule deer in the future, maybe elk if it's not too far of a distance. Now that we've gone over my new Christensen Arms Ridgeline Titanium, what I want to do is I want to walk you guys through the steps of how I like to set up my scope, what I do by laser bore sighting, and later on we're going to take it down to the range and shoot some rounds, make sure we're getting those tight groups and those sub MOA guarantee that Christensen Arms promises us as consumers. So without further ado, let me show you the parts that I purchased. Number one, here's my Picatinny rail made by Talley Manufacturing. This right here comes with the anti-cant bubble leveler, which I highly recommend. Great manufacturer. I've used it a lot in the past and it's one of those brands I kind of stick with. Next, I have the Bushnell laser bore sighter, which you can pick up from Amazon or any other sporting goods. I highly recommend bore sighting your rifle. I got the new Vortex Razor HD LHT rifle scope made in Japan. One of their best, clearest glasses that Vortex offers. Very nice scope. This right here is a 3x15x42 millimeter with the HSR 5-eye reticle. I think this is going to be a nice pairing with this rifle itself. And last but not least, I have the Vortex PMR rings. I've had a lot of experience with Vortex rings and I feel like, you know, why change? If it's not broke, don't fix, right? So I went with the Vortex rings once again. First things first is we're going to install the Talley Manufacturing Picatinny rail on top of the rifle itself. I'm going to put about 23 pounds of foot torque in there. And I'm going to be using the Wheeler fat wrench. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the fat wrench. It's a tool that I highly recommend, especially if you like to purchase many different rifles and add scopes and stuff. It's really good to have one of these. Okay, I'm going to add some Loctite to the screw itself. I'm going to drop it into the rail itself. Should fit right in just like that. Tighten it all the way down. Not till it's specific tightly at 23 pounds, but just enough tight to hold it in place. And I'm going to put the next screw right here and we'll go in order so it evenly distributes the force. All right, I have all screws in now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to torque tight them from here, there. There, that's it. Really simple to do. It is securely on, fits like a glove. Very nice. Next, I'm going to add the anti-cantilever. I'm going to add a little bit of dab of glue that comes from the manufacturer. Then I'm going to install it right here in the end. Now that we have the Picatinny rail nice and even and secured and the Loctite has cured, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the Vortex ring itself. I'm going to install it on the ring. Then I'm going to place the scope on top of it and then torque it down per manufacturing recommendations. All right, I like to add the scope rings kind of closer to each other so it gives me enough air or room to move the scope forward or backwards depending on the eye relief. and how my cheek rests on the gun itself. So I'm going to put them as forward as possible, but kind of spaced towards the middle or frontish, and we'll just go from there and make the adjustments as necessary. Okay, I got it perfectly where I like it. Gives me enough eye relief when I look through it. Gives me a good clear picture, and I think I'm going to leave it like that. So Vortex recommends that I tighten up these base screws right here at 47 pounds. So I'm going to take this off, tighten it up. Then I'm going to put the scope rings, the rest of the scope rings on top, and tighten up with 17 pounds according to the manufacturing recommendations. Okay, so I have the scope mounted on now, but nothing's tightened. The other half of the rings are on, so I'm going to go in a zigzag formation and tighten up with 18 pounds according to Vortex. That's what it said in the insert package. I know I said 17 earlier, but it's actually 18. I have another bubble leveler up here. Make sure everything is correct and straight. And the reason why I know I can trust this bubble leveler is because the base mount right here where the Picatinny rail is with my other bubble leveler is lined up straight. Everything is mounted correctly. So this looks good right here. I'm going to go ahead and start tightening it up, and we are good to go. You want to make sure when you're starting to tighten these other halves of the ring that the scope itself is not moving around. So I'm going to make sure everything is good. And I'm keeping my eye on the bubble leveler. It's going to shift a little bit left and right because that's just the way the rings are kind of laying on each other. So make the adjustments as needed before we commit and tighten everything to specs. Yeah, everything's looking pretty good, looking pretty straight. I'm telling you what, man, you need these bubble levelers. You cannot mount a rifle scope on a rifle without being straight without the bubble leveler. Something I highly recommend. So I have a target in my backyard about 35 to 37 yards from where I'm standing. I have my new Bushnell laser bore sight in my rifle right now as I speak. And I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to laser bore sight your new rifle, to match your rifle scope. Make sure you're saving a lot of money and time in the long run, because after this, I'm going right to the range, wasting no time, sending a couple rounds down range, and I'll be good to go. So let me show you how easy it is. So you see my laser is pointed pretty much in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my crosshair so it goes all the way down to where the red dot's at. So as you can see, I move my crosshairs up, which means it's going to go down. Now it's even with the red dot. So what I need to do now is I need to move my crosshairs to the left, which means it's going to make it move to the right. Now you see my crosshairs pretty much on the red dot from 35 yards. So right now it is perfectly laser bore sighted. Now we are ready to head out to the range. All right, I have a 100-yard target range, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my crosshairs right in the middle of that target and just shoot 3 shots, a 3-shot group, see where my crosshairs is in relevance to the target impacted, and adjust my scope accordingly. I got my rifle right here. We're at the range. Let's see if we can make it happen. All right, so what I have here today is I got 2 boxes of gear. One is 150 grain SST, and the other is 165 grain SST. Ammo is still a little hard to get right now, and these are the 2 grains I was able to get from my local firearms store, and this should be good enough because I actually like quantity. I'm hoping that it'll like either the 150 or the 165, so I'm going to start with the 150 grain because I'm hoping this is the bullet that I like. So let's try it out, shall we? Okay, as you can see, the grouping is not too bad right out of the box. The bore sighting it a little bit high and maybe a touch to my left. So I'll just make the adjustments and I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty happy with that, which I am, honestly. All right, I made the adjustment just a little bit. I moved my crosshairs just a little bit high and to my left a little bit. It's right on the money. Let's go and shoot another shot. Make sure that we are on target. Well, it should be, honestly. Okay, that went a little bit right, but I think it's because we just had a big gust of wind come at me. So let's try it. Yeah, that's a good shot. That was all on me. The first 2, that's a good shot. It's probably shoot it maybe, I would say maybe half an inch from the exact bullseye, but that's perfect because this is 100 yards. I want it to be actually scoping about 200 yards. So that will count for the bullet drop for 200 yards. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. These are my first 3 shots right here. Not too bad. I made an adjustment. This is my first after adjustment, second, and this is my third. I think these 2 are just on me, honestly. But this one, I'm pretty happy with. As I said, I want to zero it in from 200 yards, but 100 yards, obviously, this is only what we have. But not too bad. I'm actually pretty happy. And I know more practice, range time, this will get tighter. As you guys know, I tried out 2 different rounds, a 150 grain and a 165 grain. And here are my final results. This is from the 165 grain. As you can see right here, look at those tight groupings right there. I'm super happy with that. All these other things right here are just me messing around. But that right there is a 165 grain. So it just shows that my firearm likes a 165 grain, and I'm pretty happy with that. I wanted to use a 150, but you know, I can't be too picky. 165 is good enough for what I plan to use it. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of how to set up your hunting rifle for beginners. I'm no expert by any means, but what I showed you today has worked for me for a while now, and I have no complaints. If you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them down below. Do you like these type of videos? I know my majority of my videos are fishing videos, but I wanted to incorporate hunting and firearms and anything pretty much outdoors into the channel to, you know, bring in that diverse group of viewers like you, since you clicked on this video and you're interested in what I was talking about today. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. I love every single one of you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.